Hey, what's up guys, Charles here on Church Tech Media. A couple of weeks ago we talked about the Feiyu G4 Pro, the stabilizer for the iPhone. And today we'll be looking at another product from Feiyu Tech. It will be their 3-axis stabilizer for mirrorless cameras, the MG. So the MG will be used for cameras such as your A7 series from Sony or even your GH series from your Panasonic. So let's take a look at what comes in the case. So first, let's take a look at the case itself. It comes in a very sturdy plastic hard case, which will be really good for bringing your gimbal around on your shoots, on your, or even just keeping it safe in your studio. So let's take a look at what comes inside. So some paperwork, warranty, and here is the main unit, the gimbal. The main powering rod for you to put your batteries inside. Two longer rods for you to mount on for your two-handed operation. A 3-way connector that carries power. And 2 handles. The MG comes with 4 batteries. We only need 2 to get it working, so the other 2 is just for spare. Battery charger. USB cable. Some tools and some screws. Comes with a remote and your dongle for your remote. So now let's see how we can set up the MG. So the MG comes in 4 working modes. You can set it up for 1 or 2-handed operation, upright or inversion orientation mode. And the setup of the MG is really straightforward and very intuitive. So for this review, we'll be looking at using the MG together with the Sony a7S Mark II. So let's see how we can set it up. Firstly, you've got to put the batteries into your main powering rod and then screw it on into the main unit. One very important thing to take note is that before you power on the gimbal, you have to mount on your camera. If not, it will start making weird sounds. So very important thing to take note. Mount on your camera before you power on the MG. So the mounting of the camera is really straightforward. There is a mounting plate on the gimbal itself, and it comes with the screws that you can mount onto your camera. So after you mount on the camera, you got to do some balance adjustments for your camera. So make sure that you put on the SD card, the batteries, take off the lens cap, whatever you need to do before you balance the camera. So for the balance adjustment, just 4 simple steps to get your camera balanced together with the MG. The first one we got to check is to balance the camera on the tilting axis. So for the tilting axis, there are 2 points of adjustments. One is on this side, where the screws are right beside the lens. And the next point will be the base plate, whether the camera is further in front, further behind, to the left or to the right. Okay, so for the first check of the tilting axis, first face your camera lens down, and if it rolls, if it tilts up or down, you make your necessary adjustments on this side. And once it is able to be straight and doesn't tilt, your camera is balanced. Next, to balance it on the horizontal axis of the tilt, face your camera front, and if it rolls, if it tilts to the left or to the right, make your adjustments under your base plate. After that, if it faces forward and it's straight upright, the camera is balanced on the tilting axis. Next, we'll be looking at the rolling axis. Okay, so here will be, same thing, we'll point the camera forward and we'll see if the camera rolls to the left or to the right. And the point of adjustment will be here at the back, the 4 screws behind here. If you want to adjust it, you unloosen it with your Allen key and make the fine adjustments. And once the camera is pointing forward and is upright and is straight, it doesn't roll to the left or to the right, your camera is balanced on the rolling axis. Lastly, we'll be looking at the panning axis. So here, we'll be putting the camera facing this way, lens facing down, and the point of adjustment here will be the one closest to the powering rod right here. And we'll be facing the camera inside and holding it this way. And when you let it go, if the camera does not pan to the left or to the right, and if it stays upright in this position, means your camera is balanced. So that's just a quick run through of how we balance the camera on the MG. So next up, after the balance adjustments are done, you got to power on the unit. Firstly, there is a power button underneath the powering rod. Once you click it down, then you can tap onto this white function button once to power it on. Very similar to the G4 Pro. So to set up the MG for two-handed operation, it's really simple. Firstly, we got to take the 3-way connector, screw it onto the main unit. After that, put your batteries into the main powering rod and you put it into the part that has the connector for power. Screw it on. Okay. So you can actually use the camera in this mode too, if you want. Next, take the 2 longer rods, put it into the other 2 sides of the 3-way connector, screw it on. And lastly, put on the 2 handles. And we're done. So that's how you set up the MG for the two-handed operation. Very simple, very quick. And the great thing is that after you have done your balance adjustment for your camera, whatever operation mode you want to use it in, you don't have to readjust its balance. It's balance one and you're done with it. Okay? So now let's take a look at the operation of the MG. Okay guys, right now we are on the field and we're going to be looking at the operation of the MG. The MG comes with 3 different modes: the pan mode, pan tilt mode, and the lock mode. Very similar to the G4 Pro for the iPhone. So when you first power on the MG by simply clicking on the button once, you will get a single flash that shows that you are currently in pan mode. So in the pan mode, you can pan your camera to the left and to the right, but the vertical axis is being locked. The tilt axis is locked, so you can get very smooth panning shots. Next, when you want to get into the pan tilt mode, simply tap on the button twice. And you're in pan tilt mode, and you'll know by the LED indicator flashing twice. So in the pan tilt mode, you can pan to the left, to the right, you can tilt up and tilt down, getting you those very nice jib-like looking shots. And lastly, in the lock mode, when you click it one more time, the LED indicator will remain on throughout. That shows you that you are in lock mode. So in lock mode, the vertical and the horizontal axis are all locked. So your camera is being shot and stuck in one single orientation and one direction. Okay? So to get out of lock mode, simply press on the button one more time and you're out of lock mode. Another thing that you can do is you can triple tap the button to do a 180 degrees rotation. 1, 2, 3, and you get a very smooth 180 precision rotation. To get back straight, triple tap again, and you'll go back to the front. Another thing you can do is to quadruple tap it, and it will reset the direction of the gimbal. So, lastly, if you want to power down the gimbal, simply hold on to the button for 3 seconds. And the gimbal's powered down. So now we'll be taking a look at some of the footages, the actual footages that come from the camera while it's being mounted on the MG. So right now we're going to show you how the wireless remote can work with the MG. First, you got to attach the dongle to the USB port on the MG. Next, hold down the white button on the remote control to pair it with the remote and the dongle. And once it's paired, you can basically control the gimbal head using the remote control. So you can have somebody doing the walking and another person getting the shot or the angle that they want. So how would this work for your church? The MG is an excellent stabilizer that would help boost your video production quality. And it would add an additional creative element, giving you room to experiment more creative camera movement, camera shots, camera angles. And this setup can be used for your roving camera in your live service recordings, or it can be even used if you're wanting to shoot short videos or short films for your church. Another great thing about the MG is that it comes at a very affordable price point, almost half the price of the DJI Ronin M. So, I hope this video has been helpful and that this has helped you in your decision if you need and if you're looking out for a handheld gimbal for your mirrorless cameras. So if you do have any comments about the MG, do drop it in the comments section below. And if you like what you see in this video, do hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more. Thank you. The MG, the machine gun. No, I'm just kidding.